Alright. That should be the start of the stream. Nice, right. Hello, Saeed. Get to watch another Thursday night race. This time round Monza, and well, people remember what happened the last time this league went to Monza. Remember that we had a couple of ball jobs. Could have won this race, didn't win this race. Probably shaped the rest of the season, to be completely honest with you. Yep, as always, good luck to the tier 1 lads. I think we should have like 16 or 17, and I've just kicked the bottom of a chair. Oh. I hope everyone can make... Oh, we're having problems. There's no way we get through turn 1 and we don't have problems. Absolutely zero chance. Yeah, no, absolutely zero chance that people aren't going to crash into turn 1. But yeah, I need to get my the telemetry started here. So I'm just going to go through my pinned messages, and while we wait for everything to start up, got 15 at the moment. We get to go back to the whole, is Joe going to be able to keep his car on track? Storyline again. That's one that was there for the entire first half of the season. Erm's racing again, so we've guaranteed a safety car. Enough drinks to get me through this one as well. So it's going to be 80 minutes round Italy and 27 laps. And there's going to be a large chunk, if not mostly everyone, running 0-0 wings. The real question is, who has the biggest balls? Who's got the biggest, well, the most confidence to go into these corners? Because if you make a mistake here, it could be very, very costly, very, very quickly. As for the, let's go have a look at the title a minute. Let's have a look at the title before I get my telemetry up. So, am I ready for 4 DNFs in a row? I've already made the joke that you're going to cause a safety car today. I've already beat you to it. So BR4 and Mitchell are both on 101, and they're both 38 clear of Bambino. So realistically, we are pretty much heading in the direction of a 2-horse race, and today could probably seal that. Not mathematically, but as good as. And it's 1 point sits between Alfa Romeo and Ferrari in the constructors, and Haas sits 22 points back. So I mean, there's still a lot to play for 14s-wise in the Constructors. But of course, some people aren't here for the Constructors. Some people are here because they want to win a Drivers. Which, to be completely honest, is more than likely going to happen through Mitchell or BR4 this season. Had a couple of seasons in the past that have thrown up a bit of a late surge when it comes to trying to win the title. Maybe we get another one. BR4 and Mitchell seem to have been going back and forth the entire season so far, so it's a case of where's the next twist in the tail? Anyone got any predictions for anything that's going to happen today? Also, they're showing the F1 esports on Sky Sports, which is actually rather mad. Race win 1-2 for Williams. That would be interesting. Audacity has had the pace in some places. Blood will finish P7, so nothing new there then. I feel like that's either that or DNS. I feel like those two are probably usually common. I think we're going to start with like 16 or 17. And we're probably going to finish... I say we'll finish with 12. I'll be generous. Joe will win here. Well, we're going to keep the story rolling whether or not he can keep the car in a straight line, so... Blood, not Joe. Well, it's not what you... Alright. I hope Blood and Rigo P1 and P2. They might be P1 and P2 on Fraud Watch after this. Maybe. Maybe they might win. I would be very surprised if that is 1-2 though. That would be a very shocking result. Honestly, a result I'm down to see. Just had his heart broke by Robin not wanting him dead anyway. In the top two. Robin's just mad because Pacific Rim's a second in the Constructors. When are we going? Who are we actually waiting on here? Oh, Mark's in. His game finally copied then. Took a while. Wonder if he's got functioning internet now. Oh, 18. Who else joined? Oh, Miesco's here. His game's copied. His game's finished as well. It was almost so good, and then you spelled it like that. God damn it. Curious to see what Yellow can do. Oh, his shifting isn't working. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Oh, we might have chaos here. If his shift is not working, I hope his brakes are functioning. Pacific Rim's domination. Alright then, heading into short qualifying. Know how we usually do these? Waiting for a few people already internets to catch up, and then we'll be watching 18 minutes of racing around, well, I won't even say racing, but qualifying laps around Monza. Don't expect to be seeing any racing yet. P2 in Spain, but just keep spinning. And I know how it feels to spin in Spain. That was painful. That's very painful. Oh, we've got a wet quali. We've got a wet quali at Monza, and it's raining. The real question in the race, what have we got here? I see it's raining in quali 72. We'll drop off eventually. In the race, there is no rain expected whatsoever. Well then. Things you didn't really expect to see. I don't actually need to. Oh, see people coming out though. Someone already out. Oh, Millsy's the first one out, so. Well then, Millsy, you've got the spotlight first. Let's see what you can do. Thing is, people doing no 0-0 wings in the rain could be absolutely lethal. But I admire it if you're going to go for the ballsy play. Then you might as well go for it fully or not at all. If you do a half-assed job at it, then nothing's going to work well for you. I did come through, Mildy come through the first and then the second of the Les modes on his outlap. Give him the full spotlight here for a lap, an outlap and a flying lap. No question, is he going to bin it? He had a very good debut last week until he inevitably had a lap of madness, span about 4 or 5 times in a lap period. In the period of a lap, and race was very much dead from that point onwards. So he's looking to rectify mistakes from last week, pretty much. And he's going to try and do it now as he goes over the line to start the first lap of qualifying. Down the very, very long home straight and to turn one, into the turn 1 chicane, which is just a nightmare, and it will be even worse in the actual race itself from waiting to someone to bowl everyone. Now he comes through next, well, through the end of sector 1 and into the second chicane he goes. And he goes into there and he doesn't really get too much on the curb, but he's still keeping his car pretty solid though. He goes into the first of the Lesmos. The yellow flag in sector 1. It's a AlphaTauri sitting on the side of the road, which is Joe, who's, well, he's had his spin. He's not been able to keep the car on track in qualifying, I'll tell you that much. Here we go, Mildy down into Ascari. To the Ascari chicane on the inside on the left, and then he gets himself through it with no, oh, I was about to say no problems at all, but then he slides out of the Ascari chicane, so a little bit of a mistake, and now into Parabolica. And he's gonna get himself nice and wide through Parabolica. Down to the line he goes. It's a 26-2. I'll see whether or not it's going to be beaten. Someone's also made a mistake of that final corner quite horrendously there, actually. Paulie Orange 26.37 is enough to put him second, albeit there's only 2 to set laps. 25.9 for Audacity, who's doing quite nicely at the moment. Well, look at Jaguar, actually. Oh, again, people having a little bit of a slide through the exit of Ascari, and it's Not treating people very well at the moment. We'll see him go through Parabolica. Let's see what kind of times he can put up. 28.7 for who's the Mercedes that span on the final corner, very obviously. Jaguar 27.3, Alu 26.8. Mitchell invalidated his lap. Ishmael 26.4. Sven had a bit of a problem himself. Mark going to come through the Lesmos now then, as he's done a lap. He's going to try and get through all the traffic that there is on the track at the moment. The Alphatide pulls alongside so he can get past, or he can try to get past anyway. Never mind, the Alphatide decides he's too far in front, and Mark's going to have to get a scurry right here. Looks a bit more stable than the rest than everyone else, but invalidated, so it doesn't really matter. It looked like Mieszko had a bit of a nightmare there through the chicane. Or was it a chicane there? I think it might have been. It was the exit of a scurry there actually from Mieszko. Yarlo, let's have a look. Is he doing a lap now? Someone just finished off a lap. Blood did a 26 flat. Everyone's starting to finish off their first laps. Rigo 28.5. Oh, Mieszko's been disqualified for driving the wrong way at Parabolica. Well then. Yeah, that's a problem. Well, Mieszko's going to start from the back. I don't know what this nonsense is in chat. No idea. Saber, if I knew, I would tell you. But, yeah, there goes Mieszko, so it's not good news for him. We got Bambino on an outlap behind him. There's a McLaren as well. I think that McLaren might just be going to the pits, though. It is supposedly going to get lighter as the session goes on, so we might see the tires hotting up at the end. None of this really even matters at this point. Yellow flag in sector 3. Someone else had a bit of a mistake for a scurry by the looks of it back there. That looked like BR4 actually, so we're going to watch Yellow over the line and switch quickly to the other Alfa Romeo in the championship right now. Yellow to the 26.7. Actually, BR4 is currently in the first of the Lesmos actually, so that was Heisenberg doing it, 26 flat. Almost as good as Bloodwave, 26.005, 26.002 for Bloodwave. So, oh, Rigo does another lap, 25.997. It's, again, ever so slightly quicker, but it is quicker. Mitchell did a 25.8 in the process as well. Paulie Orange 25.7 is enough for provisional pole at the moment. I'm not entirely sure how useful these stats are. Looked like Heisenberg getting out the way of people. Let's have a look at BR4 going through Parabolica now, through the final corner, way too wide, just about enough, sorry, to keep that valid. It's 26.7. It's not particularly great lap regardless, but the yellow flag there for the horse of Yalo, who must have been getting out of the way. Mitchell did a 25.746, so has the early advantage over his championship rival. Puts himself on provisional pole as well. Currently has an 11 place advantage. That I would be sure that gets eked away later on. Yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. Bloodwave 25.7 is enough. Just about enough for pole as it stands, but still have 10 minutes of the session to go. Bambino over the line, 26.4. Enough for 9th, but it's something he might want to take a look at eventually. Paulie Orange, 25.6. It's enough. That's your new provisional pole time. Rigo did the 25.67, so not far off. And there's invalidation there for Alu. Look at Heidelberg going into the pits. Is Mitchell also following that trend? He's going slow at the moment. He's also invalidating at the end of Ascari. Melody slowed down. BR4 is going quicker at the moment. Only 4 tenths though. But he is going to go into the pits. Okay, so he could have taken the chance to push him up into 9th, but decides against it. Maybe not enough fuel. Is going slightly quicker than his best lap at the moment. He needs to find a couple of seconds, though, if he wants to be competitive. And he's not going to find him sliding like that. That's for sure. Still a few people out on track. There's Aston Martin now, Bloodway, which I assume is going into the pits about now. Yellow flag in sector 3 at the Haas. There goes Bloodwave into the pits. Bambino, I assume, is going to follow him after that slowdown in Parabolica. He does. Mark's still out. Heisenberg's still out. Mildy's still out. And we've got here as well. We're going to focus on through here the end of his lap. One of the Mercedes just goes in. Heisenberg, 25.4, enough for 2 tenths. 2 tenths clear, and Terminator does get a couple of seconds to be competitive, and he matches Ishmael's time to the dot. And Mildy, 25.0. It's very clearly drying up this track because these times are ramping up now. And I think this means that we're going to be following the back of, well, not the back, but following the AlphaTauri through his lap. As the only one out there actually doing a proper lap at the moment, I believe. It looked like there's a purple first sector there. The real question is this Mercedes getting out of the way when it gets to the time for Joe to pass? Wait and find out. There's only 5 or 6 people left on the track. Audacity's come back out now as well. The late track is going to be quite interesting. A lot of people have been getting damage in their laps, so they've all gone and patched that up now. Joe going for Ascari now. Holds on to the car. Looked like he was starting to go a little bit there. Adam Go just giving tier 1 and tier 3 titles already. Yeah, I know, right? And, well, through Parabolica he goes. And I think he might be just about to take that provisional pole off Adam here. 21, 22, 23. Does it, and then it's beaten by Joe immediately. So did a 25 flat, and, well, Joe 24.8. Immediately over the line to beat it. It looked like Paulie Orange 24.7 also doing a lap there, and he's clearly not going to complain with it. Let's have a look who's the closest one to the line here. Audacity is actually on a lap. However, that does not look like a particularly special lap. Let's have a look at Swen. I'll have a look at Swen while Audacity is sorting himself out for another lap. DRS has now been enabled. You should see the time start to come down towards the 20s now, maybe into the 19s by the end of this session, if the track is green enough. It looks like there's a yellow flag going in for one of the Mercedes there. It looks like the Mercedes was having a bit of a tussle by the looks of that. It looks like he's still hanging there with the current McLaren on track, which is Paulie Orange. Here comes Swen down into Ascari, 55.2 going into Ascari. And, well, yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. Joe just does a 24 flat, so he's 7 tenths clear of anyone else in the lobby as a whole right now. Swen should be able to put up a decent time to fight that. And he comes around Parabolica now over the line, 21, 22, 23, and we're in the 23s. 23.4 for Swen, and we are slowly but surely ramping this time up. There we go, over the line, 25.6, but I don't think he was doing an awful lot there. Let's actually keep an eye on now. Wow. Okay, we were 23.4 before, we're now at 21.7. So we are, at this point, getting to normal times, pretty much, for this track. Rigo, 8 tenths of a second clear of its time at the moment. There's much to find in the second and third sectors, I'm sure. Bambino, 21.9 up to second. We'll see where these guys stand when 4 minutes time, though. Giallo, 21.8 is enough to go ahead of his teammate by over a tenth. and is now within half a tenth of pole position, or was until Alu put in a 21.3. And Rigo invalidates his lap, so we'll switch to the guy over the line now. Here comes Bloodwave. Is a 20.9, and these times are very, very quickly coming down. And Ishmael is going to do a 21.5 as enough for third. Yellow flag in sector 3 is, I think, called... Is that Swen? No, it's Audacity being in a scarring. Heisenberg comes into the pit. Rigo comes into the pit. Mitchell doing a lap, goes over toward the line now, and over the line is a 20.8, enough for provisional pole with 3 minutes left on the clock. Everyone has done their laps now. They probably need to get in, or hope they put fueled enough with multiple runs. Still got people, everyone from Swen backwards to do another proper lap. As in comes Bambino. He's going to try and get himself in quick enough to get in and out. Audacity did actually break his wing in the Sky crash earlier on. Now the top, everyone from the top 5 down is currently in the pits. Are we going... Oh, okay. It looked like Alu's staying out, so it looked like Alu had enough to save. Enough fuel to go twice. Bloodwave comes into the pits, maybe cutting it a bit fine now. Certainly cutting it a bit fine now, and, well, Mitchell's not going to have fun doing that. Oh, he just slowed down, actually. Never mind. I thought he'd had a little bit of a spin there. His front wing looks like it's intact on that Ferrari. I haven't had anything saying that it's damaged, so that's what we're going to look at. People on their outlaps now, but Mitchell is the one closest to the line, so he will go with the current poles here as he looks to extend the gap at, open a gap at the top of the championship, but extend the gap in his pole position here. Gonna back people up. There's a Alu coming up, and I think that's a Red Bull, probably Ishmael. He's going to go around Parabolica now. Well, here we go. Mitchell's final lap of the session. Didn't invalidate it straight away. Alu is going to come over. What time is he going to do? See the Ferrari in the background do a 20.7. So it's currently enough of provisional pole for him. People need to get out of the way. The Mastermind does let him through. Mieszko left the session. Mitchell through the first sector. We're going to be able to roll the way, roll all the laps, finishing anyway, from after Mitchell's lap here. Ishmael 20.4 is enough to beat Alu, but that's the end of his qualifying, so he's going to have to hope a 20.4 is good enough to be relatively high in the standings. As we go down now, Mitchell comes through the second of the ledge mode. Let's see what he's going to be able to do by the end of the second sector as he comes down towards Ascari. Uses DRS. That's only been available for about 3 or 4 minutes at this point. He is about 4/10 of a second up. Actually would be enough for pole, but he's still got an entire sector to go. As pole at this current time, the Red Bull is pulling over, so that's Ishmael letting people through. They come through Parabolica with Mitchell now. Bloodwave and Yalo's qualifying are done. Over the line goes Mitchell. It's a 20.2. Ishmael's over in the grass. Alu is done. Let's have a look now. Who's coming over? Who's coming toward the line? Swen, 1.8 seconds up. Is going to be enough to jump into the 21s. It's enough to jump to a 20.4. Being out by Ishmael, though. We've got a Ferrari coming round. That's Jaguar. Let's see what Jaguar's doing. 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 20.9. Here comes Joe over the line. Is he going to be able to do this? He's 2 seconds up. 20.218 is enough for second. But that just said fastest lap. And that was not, in fact, the fastest lap. Oh my god, there's 4 people here. And then Audacity does a 20.0. 4 people with the 20.2s. Mitchell and Joe on identical times. Paulie Ocean a 19.8. We've got a couple of people to go over the line. Ern's the last one. Ern puts himself in 9th. And wow. That's the... well... 2nd to 16th separated by less than a second. Separated by less than 9/10 of a second even. Wow, that ramped up a lot at the end. Mitchell and Joe on identical time, but I think that Mitchell, I think that game, that means he got himself on the in 3rd because he did it first. Audacity thought he had pole for a second before Paulie Orange snatched it away. And that's your front row. So qualifying went from, yeah, what a session is one way to put it. That went from really quiet, really slow to just ramped up to the 9s at the end of that. It's Paulie Orange in the McLaren. He's had a, 3rd to 6th, yeah. Separated by 0.004. Including 2 of them doing identical times. As we go through, Paulie Orange, 19.8. He won the last race, remember. He also won on his debut. So he's going to make it 3, trying to make it a hat-trick of wins so far this season. You've got Audacity and Mitchell fighting behind him. And same with Joe as well. Couple of guys in 5th and 6th, starting a little bit further back than they may have wanted to, but again, still incredibly close. And when you're that close, you can't rule them out. We'll see great as it goes along. Got no rain here whatsoever for the race. %20 and under, so it's overcast the entire time. Yeah. It ramped up quite a lot because it stopped raining with about 7 minutes to go, so the track was flat out by the end of that. And poled in the 19th, so gives me a little bit of hope. We're going to have formation lap here. And the grid is continuing on from earlier on, so you got Paulie Orange and Audacity, the front row, the McLaren followed by the Williams, which is then the second row of the Ferrari, which is the new livery, the one they had at Monza. In real life, that's on the game now. And Joe in 4th, which he had his spinning in quali, or it looked like he had a spinning quali. And the eyes on him. Will he be able to keep the car on the track for the entirety of the 27 laps this go around? Mildy in 5th, Heidelberg is 6th. The other championship contender sits 7th. And Mitchell has a 4-place advantage going into this one on BR4. Actually going to put the tyres of each person on the side there. Got a mixture of hards and mediums there. 4, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 all on the hards, the rest on mediums. And would expect it to be just a simple one-stop medium hard or vice versa. You got you got Bambino in 8th, in 9th, Ishmael in 10th, Swen in 11th, Rigo 12th, Alu 13th, Mark 14th, Red Bull not having a particularly great qualifying, Bloodway 15th, Jaguar 16th, Yarlo 17th, and Mieszko starts 18th after disqualifying and qualifying. Oh, that's someone in a wall there actually, isn't it? Yeah, it's Mildy. That's not good. In the wall on the formation lap. That's never a good sign. luckily, if you're going to have a spin at all today, now's the time to do it, not when you're in the actual race. So, you'll be glad that wasn't a lap later. But still, 27 laps round Monza that we are going to be able to watch as soon as the lights go out here and everyone's on the grid. Paulie Orange, the one for everyone to beat at the moment, but the championship battle squarely between Mitchell and BR4. Advantage Ferrari at the moment, but let's see if it stays advantage Ferrari by the end of this race. Waiting for a couple of people to pile up at the end there, put himself on the grid, and it looks like Mieszko just invalidated himself. I can't see the amount of red light. It looks like it's lights out, away we go. I could get a good enough camera angle to see whether or not the lights were going out, but it looks like that Williams have got off to a great start. That Williams is going to be in front going into turn 1, isn't it? Down into turn 1, the Williams on the inside, the McLaren on the outside, and it looks like that Williams has got it done. There's yellow flags all over the place, and turn 1 is chaos. Joe dropped to 10th. The Red Bull's going to close him off there. The other Ferrari up to 8th as well. Yellow flag still going on. Rigo and Will, the three of them having a bit of a problem. There's no front wing on that Mercedes. Oh, and there's no front wing on Rigo's either. We saw that one. Bloodwave and Mieszko going at it. And it looks like Ishmael just dropped a couple of positions by going too wide. Joe and Sven going side by side through the first of the Lesmos. And Sven's going to hold that position going into the second of the Lesmos. BR4 up beside Mitchell immediately. Everyone around him had a chaotic start, dropped to the middle of the field, further back. And now that's going to allow for the two championship contenders to probably go at it at some point. But the gap sits 2.1 seconds between the two of them, and with the wings that Mitchell's running, you would expect that gap to only be increasing. And it's Red Bull Mercedes not having the greatest of times at the beginning of this race, that's for sure. Mildy going to try something on BR4 here. It looks like down the inside he's going to go, and he's going to get in front of him by turn 1. He's going to come back across. I'm not entirely sure if he sees BR4 still there. BR4 trying to close him in. And they're going to continue to stay side by side coming out of the second corner. Mildy not able to get the move done down into the first chicane, and well, maybe on the inside of the second chicane, and he goes down there now, and on the inside, and BR4 had to back out, and Mildy gets that position quite clearly, and then a colossal pile up behind us. Heisenberg and Bambino at the center of it. I think Kalu might have damage to his front wing. Yeah, his front wing gone. I think there was also Joe involved. Jaguar and Bloodwave might have also been there as well. That was just chaos with a number of cars behind. Let's see if there's any damage at the moment. That doesn't seem to be telling me anything other than Mieszko doing it at the moment, damaging his front wing. Even though I can very clearly see that there's no front wing on that, on the front of that Ferrari. Looking down the grid, you see Alu dropping off the back of BR4 now. BR4 not being able to hold himself in with Mildy an awful lot. Alu in the pit, so it's going to jump Joe up a place. We've got people fighting in the back here. Yarlo's going to get himself in front of Bloodwave. Bloodwave might be able to fight back into the first corner. Everyone from 13th down, and Bloodwave's going to send it there. It looks like Yarlo's going to hold him off for a slight bit longer, and a little bit of a slide there as he gets on the throttle from Bloodwave, solidifies Yarlo's position. Pole time 19.8 by Paulie Orange. Was wet track for a large chunk of it. 3 people went into the pits there. Alu, Swen, Bambino. Looked like they were in the midst of that second chicane action. And I no doubt there'll probably be a steward report about it later on. Paulie Orange not able to do anything about Audacity. So far, Audacity got past him almost immediately. And well, since that point, Audacity looks to be in control, but DRS available now, and well, not on this straight, but now, as in when they get round to the home straight here, and it should open possibilities for the two behind Audacity. They've got a 3.6 second gap to Mildy, who is helping that Ferrari out tremendously right now by holding BL4 back. Paulie Orange and Mitchell setting fastest laps on this one. Paulie Orange going to look at Audacity here down the inside and gets it done before the first chicane. And up into the lead, he retakes it after he was on pole and had a few laps. He had to get him back. Yellow flag in sector 2 and earns the first one to go. And oh look, no one's surprised at that. And I think that's safety car actually. Yep, that's a full-blown safety car. So that gap that was, yep, that car slid too much off the edge of the second Lesmos into the inside barrier. And that means that we have a safety car. And the order going to stay as it is for now. They all go past the corpse that is Terminator's racing career at this point. But the safety car means that Mildy and BL4 are going to climb back onto the back of Mitchell, and probably the last thing that front three needed at this point. With the safety car, a few people, I can't tell who does and doesn't have damage purely because it's not going to tell me an awful lot by the looks of it. You see a couple of people pinned. Joe and Jaguar both pitting now. Not sure, right? I'm not sure I would be pitting at this point. Tire wear here. It's absolute chaos. And it's never usually good when your tire wear is literally through the roof. But into the first safety car of the day. I did make the comment earlier saying that that was a guaranteed safety car at Aero League Racing, and it didn't take long to prove me right. Paulie Orange in first, Audacity in second, Mitchell in third. None of that changed. Mildy, however, able to jump himself to fourth. BL4 currently sits in fifth, and he's not going to complain with the taking the load off those hard tires for a little bit. And Yalo currently sits sixth, Bloodway seventh, Heidelberg eighth. The Alfa Romeo is still trying to take advantage of a very, very slim lead in the constructors at the moment. Obviously, BL4 still fighting with, what, 4.5 races left of the season for a Drivers' Championship. Which, to be honest, at this rate, could come down right to the very end. Someone comes into the pits, and Rigo's going to come into the pits and retire, so I think that means he got lapped by the safety, caught up by the safety car and subsequently lapped. And at that point, yeah, there's no point continuing. It looks like Joe's gone into pit. He's gone onto soft, and then I assume what can only be back onto hards. Interesting. We've still got a lap or two under the safety car to let everyone get caught up. Maybe it goes in this lap. I doubt it though. But the few people who have capitalized on the mistakes of others so far. Mildy, very much one of those. You're doing your strategy from Kota. Still got a Yeah, probably still one more lap to go. I don't think they call it in. I don't think Bambino's going to get anywhere near. I know for a fact Joe will be at the end of Ascari, but so I don't think Bambino gets anywhere near by the time we get the what would be a very late call regardless. So we'll go one more. We'll start racing again on lap 8. Absolutely get a safety car. We're not done with safety cars here, never mind on Sunday. Oh, Mitchell's gonna go in. Okay. Not entirely sure why you would choose that now and not 2 or 3 laps to go. Still relatively interesting. It can only go to hards, yeah. So that's dropped him behind Joe. Mitchell seems to be very confident that hards will go to the end from here. It's certainly a gamble considering he was in a nice place already. Very late gamble as well. But yeah, a gamble nonetheless. So down to 15 goes Mitchell, will be in this lap. We're already down both Mercedes. And well, I'm pretty sure they're not the only people who will lose at this in this race. Safety car in this lap, there's the call from race control. Oh, someone's got a bit of damage there. Someone's got a bit of damage. I'm not entirely sure which Williams it is. It's definitely a Williams. I don't get... My telemetry is messing up for some reason. Not really telling me much of anything at this point. I'll reload it, see if it does. But it looks like by the end of that, yeah, by the look of that end plate, it's Audacity that's got the damage. Yeah, Audacity's got damage though. That's gonna throw another twist of the tail on Paulie Orange! Paulie Orange has binned it! Oh my god, the safety car restart was chaos! Paulie Orange binned it on the restart, so everyone's gone. And BR4 has a real shot at this. Immediately at a lock up by him and is straight into the first chicane. Gonna push Yarlow into the corner. Wasn't particularly clean, and Paulie Orange is out of the race. McLaren has just had a nightmare off the Parabolica turn. Didn't get his tyres warmed up. Oh my god, and there goes number 1 and number 2 from the race. Mildy cleared a second gap already. And the chaos from behind as well. Mitchell clears Ishmael, who's gone off. There's also an AlphaTauri that's gone off. Mitchell gets in front of Joe. Joe goes off a little bit there as well. Maybe opens the door for Bambino because Joe's wing is in pieces. The yellow flag in sector 2. It's the Red Bull whose front wing is more than definitely gone at this point. Yep, and Mark's going to take advantage of the lack of a front wing on the AlphaTauri as well, so everyone's just having a little bit of a nightmare off the safety car. We're down 3 drivers. We got another another incident. Joe's front wing gone, Ishmael's front wing gone. Audacity span off the had damage off the safety car restart. Yellow gets in front of BR4, and then BR4 clips it inside. Yellow manages to keep that straight. I don't know if that was actually with help from BR4, but that almost ended a catastrophe for the people behind as well. But Yellow in second, Mildy 2 and a bit second up the road. Still has to pit. Mitchell has pitted already, same with Audacity, and you've got a few people that have pitted early on because of damage, so maybe if they go... maybe if they take advantage of other people pitting later on, this could become rather interesting rather quickly, but we're not that long away from the DRS coming back. Sorry, I had a bit of a moment there. Yeah, you got BR4 and Heidelberg might be going at it here, as Heidelberg is catching up to him quicker than BR4 can catch up to Yalo. There goes DRS, so it won't be used here, but the next available opportunity is going to be one that might be taken, and here comes the Alfa Romeo going at each other. These two leading the constructors and currently tied at the top of the drivers as well, but BR4 concedes a position there to Heidelberg, who goes on through and pushes them ever so slightly closer to Mitchell, who might be enjoying the chaos off the safety car, because it means his pit stop was for, well, for a good thing basically for him, because he's taken advantage of everyone else dying. Mitchell 1.9 seconds off the back of Jaguar though, needs to pick up the pace again on the back of this train. It's 1.8 seconds, 1.7 seconds now between Mildy and Yalo, and that time seems to be ticking its way down. Mildy not able to hold the gap to Yalo for a lot longer, and Yalo seems to be chasing him down with quite some intensity at the moment. Put the telemetry on as well. Yalo running out of ERS though. Heidenberg there, 51%. Got more than enough in the next DRS straight to have a real good go here at Yalo, who's 1.5 seconds behind Mildy. And Heidenberg might be looking for a move here. They're going to go into the first chicane, and Heidelberg widely backs off so he doesn't go too wide, knowing they'll get Yalo at some point in the near future. He certainly had the pace to, and he had a little bit of a slide there on the throttle, getting out of the first chicane, and, well, that's never good news. He's lost a slight bit of time to Yalo, but not enough really to take him out of anything. It's allowed for BR4 to get himself back into DRS range. Yellow flag in sector 3 is an AlphaTauri, and it's Joe who spins it a parabolica. And Joe's out. That's it. That's Joe's race done. So we're down 4. He retired in the pit, so there's nothing coming of that. And down they're going to go down the straight here. And there's still a few opportunities coming away here. The yellow flag in sector 1, just Joe's car coming out of the pits because this game doesn't function like anything normal. And this might cause the problem actually. Guys just thankfully ghosted Joe's car. Yalo right on the back of Heidenberg, who finally got his way through. Heidelberg going to use that ERS to try and clear a gap as quickly as he physically can. BR4 out of DRS range on Yalo now, and it's slowly losing his way down the grid here. He's almost being caught here by Alu, as Alu's slowly coming toward DRS range and is actually in it now, the second gap, or was in it for a very brief moment. Neither in DRS here. Yalo's going to get it though. Is he going to be able to have a go into Ascari? He is not too far back. Mitchell actually caught to the back of this train now. The train led by BR4. Not really a lot of anything between anyone at the moment. All the way down to Swen at the very least. 1.2 seconds now between Mildy and Heidenberg, who are well and truly fighting at it now. Mildy comes in for his pit stop, so I think that's probably good. Probably a good decision there. You could tell they was being caught quite rapidly by Heidenberg and leads them to it. Jaguar not able to close in enough on Alu. Who's subsequently not able to close in enough on BR4. The only one without DRS in the top 7. And when people start to pit in a few laps time, well, the 2 medium runners should pit in a couple of laps time. It's going to bring a few more people into the fray. Mark currently half a second behind Bambino. We're actually going to go there because I think Bambino and Mark are slowly going to catch each other, maybe through the entirety of this the exit of the second Lesmos here and then down into Ascari. Is he going to catch him enough though? Down towards 0.3 of a second, in within 1/4 of a second. And it's not enough before Ascari, so he's going to have to find a different way round as Bambino looks to be closing in on Swen as well, or trying to anyway. Mark's got quite a lot of ERS to burn as well. And with DRS, he might be able to make something work. Yalo still with a DRS of Heidelberg as well, not able to catch up anywhere near enough. Oh, there goes Mark on Bambino, and he made it look like light work. Well, he did until right at the very end there, and Bambino's held him off. He made it look like light work for a moment. But Bambino's done exceptionally well to defend there, and we have to give him the credit that he very thoroughly deserves there. Not easy to defend from that point of view. He's going to have to do it again here into the second chicane. He's got the inside line though, so it should be easier here. They're going to be alongside each other going into the first Lesmos though. And are we going to see an overtake? We are not, because Bambino's held him off again, and Bambino has done just enough over the course of this lap. DRS is going to be able to do absolutely nothing about it now, and there goes the Red Bull. That, for what was pretty much a half lap, was quite exceptional defending there from Bambino. Got people catching up to those in front. BR4 1.6 seconds off the back of Yalo now, and he isn't really able to hold himself on at the moment. And here comes BR4 and Yalo. This should be interesting to see why, well, BR4 brings himself out in front. We've got Jaguar and Bloodwave, who almost had something going on there, and Bloodwave backs out of it at the very last minute. Currently got a 4-way DRS train. Currently starting at Alu, ending at Mitchell. Swen further 3.8 seconds behind Bambino. Not out of the DRS of Mark yet, as Mark has got to get a move on. Probably still has to pit as well. After pitting lap 2 onto the medium tyre. Yalo came out in 11th, but just behind Milsey. So Milsey still looks to have things intact in this race. Audacity not that far behind Yalo either, so again, not that far off the front. Audacity still in front of BR4, however. We've still got people catching up to the back of each other here. As Mieszko seemingly starts to join the little train forming here between Mark and Bambino, and make it a three-way instead of a 1v1, which I'm sure not be good news for Bambino. But here comes Bloodwave on Jaguar again, this time into turn 1, and this time they're actually going to go side by side. Is Bloodwave going to be able to hold it on? He is. Mitchell's going to try to go to the inside here, force something as well, but isn't actually able to do it. And, well, Bloodwave takes third and is actually outside of DRS range now, so should bring the Ferrari back into this one as well. Ferrari already pitted, I'm not entirely sure. The Ferrari would have to pit. Oh, Bloodwave's lost it on the exit of the second chicane there. He's managed to save it from being really disastrous. They lost it nonetheless. It's going to allow for the McLaren and the Ferrari to go on through, and now The Ferrari had a real shot at this, down into Ascari. With the DRS, should be able to get that done before Ascari. He does, and now he has a teammate to go and catch. As people have been made to pay for their mistakes so far today. And BR4 and Audacity going at each other. It looked like with the use of DRS, BR4 was able to get past Audacity, who had such a strong start, but the mistake under the safety car definitely didn't help him out at all. Alu and Heisenberg come into the pits, which actually means that Mitchell hits the front of the race, and Bloodwave's going to get through on Jaguar again. He had to make that overtake a second time because he made his own mistake in the second sector of the last lap. Second chicane on the last lap, sorry. BR4 sets the fastest lap of the race so far. Where is Heidelberg and Alu coming out though? That's the real question. It looks like Yarlo got in front of Heidenberg, but Heidenberg got out in front of his own teammate. Shouldn't be too long. Oh, Heidenberg getting a little bit of a slip there, and there goes the Alfa Romeo of BR4 past, and Audacity looks to make something happen as well. He's not going to be able to down that through that chicane. He's going to be right on the gearbox. We're going to continue to watch this through the first of the two lead modes. Mitchell's cleared a second gap ahead of Bloodwave, so DRS isn't going to be much of a problem for him anymore. So whether or not he can get those tyres to the end. Either that or get another safety car to save him. BR4 right on the back of Yarlo now. That's it. That is a flying Alfa Romeo. Ready to make his way back up the grid at the very least. This is the closest. Actually, what's happened there between Bambino and Miesca? Oh no, Bambino's going into the pits. I was about to say that's the closest battle. I'm actually going to watch BR4 and Yarlo here. Those two are going to slug it out a little bit. And it might be BR4's turn to get in front here. It is going to be BR4's turn, and well then, BR4's making a charge. Mildred's next on the list. A couple of people might still have to pit. A couple of people taking the hards a long, long way. And a lot of people no longer have DRS. Bloodwave doesn't have it on Mitchell. Jaguar doesn't have it on Bloodwave. Swen 4 seconds behind Jaguar on the podium. Mark a further 3.5 seconds off the back of Swen, and Mieszko tacking onto the back of him. And then Mildy 7.7 seconds further back. Just the case of who's going to make this work. Mildy losing time to BR4 as we go along. Alu gets in front of Audacity actually. They go into Ascari. They're going to go side by side actually. It's going to be Audacity that's going to get a stronger exit until he slides the car on the exit of Ascari and might allow for a move back from Alu here. Mark comes into the pits. Ishmael says the fastest lap of the entire race so far. And yeah, Alu does in fact get the move back on Audacity, and those places go back to as if they weren't changed. Mark going to drop all the way to what, maybe second to last to his own teammate. Ishmael currently being lapped by everyone up from Swen. As we have a look at people continuing to go along. Yarlo's still within the DRS of BR4, so he's still trotting himself through as it stands. Heidenberg not really able to do an awful lot on Yarlo while he still had DRS on his teammate. And it looks like BR4 is closing that gap by about 7/10 of a second on Mildy, who at the same time closes that gap down on Mieszko. He's actually doing pretty well for himself considering he got disqualified in qualifying, and it looked rather bleak for him from that point. We're gonna see some pits, so here comes Bloodwave, who's actually that's his first stop by the looks of it. Everyone else has actually made stops. So it's just a case of where we see Bloodwave come out in all of this. Someone else has actually gone in. Ishmael's gone in as well. I only assume it's probably retire at this point. Or not. Going to continue on. Alu's going to get out in front of Bloodwave here. But Bloodwave's going to have the soft tyre, so shouldn't be too long before he regains the position on Alu. So top 10 looking nice for Bloodwave, but nothing really higher is going to happen here. Mitchell, on the other hand, 4 seconds ahead at the lead of this race. And, well, with 7 laps to go, someone's got to do something to stop him. Otherwise, Mitchell's going to take a decent-sized lead into week 9 of the season. BR4 just not able to cut that gap down to Mildy enough yet. Actually going to have a look at Heisenberg versus Yalo. That came really close to a overtake opportunity there for the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo currently being outscored by the Ferrari, which would also see Ferrari take top spot in the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull having a week to forget in 4th, and I don't think Haas's is much better. Currently only point scorer at the moment is Yalo, who's just been overtaken by the Alfa Romeo of Heisenberg there. Into 7th he goes. Down into the first chicane. And Yalo's got to get a move on. He's got to start challenging that Alfa Romeo to see if he can try and get back to the Alfa Romeo in front of that. The Alfa Romeo in front of that actually just breaks into the DRS zone himself. DRS range, sorry, under a second. It's now about 9/10 of a second. Mildy has a lot to do here if he's going to hold this position. I don't think he's going to be there for much longer. BR4 with the DRS and the DRS. Oh, there goes the horse! Yalo into the wall, and that is well and truly a safety car. And Mitchell is going to be screwing. Build up such a gap, and now BR4 has been brought straight back into this. Mitchell taking the obvious choice to just immediately dive into the pits and onto soft tyres. I can't say I blame him, and, well, out come the minions. That's a disgusting yellow. That's about as slow as the Ferrari's pit stop crew could do that, isn't it? Well, let's have a look. Where's BR4 in this? BR4's pitting. Okay, so it's Heisenberg and Mildy staying out. So that's 1-2 behind Mitchell behind him in 3rd, Bloodwave 4th, Jaguar 5th. We're down 5. I did say we'd finish with 13. I wasn't that far away. At the moment, I'm spot on, actually. Unless you want to go technicality on people finishing on lead lap, then well, we'll gladly argue that one. Bambino stayed out on the mediums. Obviously hoping, but this track isn't about track position, it's about speed. And, well, I would assume the soft tyres are going to have all the speed in the world over these hards. It's going to be really hard for Mildy and for Heisenberg to do anything of note here. But at the end of the day, if they end above 5th and 7th, then the gamble has paid off for them, I guess. That's the way they're going to look at this. I'm not entirely sure they think they can win the race, but irrespective, they might look to get up. Well, they're obviously going to look to get as high up as physically possible. We've got a safety car. It will not come in this lap. Probably will be the next lap, though. We'll go racing again on lap 24, 27, so it'll be a 3-lap shootout for the guys on softs to get something done. They have a little bit of work to do. BR4 out in 9th, Mitchell in 3rd, decidable lead still there as it stands. Bambino goes into pit now onto the soft tyres. It's going to bump up the Red Bulls a slight bit. One of the Red Bulls have been caught up by the safety car, so real question is who is he in front of? He's in front of Audacity back. So 2 on hard, the rest on softs, and what will be 3 laps or 4 laps of racing to go. And a lot of work to do. People in front are going to be defending like their life depends on it. Also just punched my wheel. That hurt. Almost dropped my remote in the process as well. Right. Safety car should be in here. I would expect Bambino to get onto the back of everyone quite quickly. It'll be a late safety car call, but it'll come in. There you go, safety car in this lap. As I said, late safety car call, but it's going to come in nonetheless. And now we see everyone back up. So to remind you, the standings on the left-hand side of your screen. You've got Mildy and Heidelberg on the hards, 1-2. Mitchell third at the moment on the softs. Bloodwave fourth on the softs, and we're going again. Mildy decided to go actually rather early. He's gone now. He's not caught Heidelberg sleeping. Jaguar's got in front of Bloodwave well before the line, and I'm not entirely sure you can do that unless Bloodwave's fan. And here comes Jaguar Mitchell as well. He's going to try this down the inside into turn 1. He backs out of it. Probably the wider move. There goes Swen just sliding off the turn 1. He lost the position to BR4 as well. People just fighting galore back there. It looks like Heidelberg span. It's too late to call the safety car out. So it's not too late, but it's too early from the last safety car to call another one out. So it's not going to happen. Mitchell up to second. Audacity going to go through on Alu, sorry, and I think Bambino also went through on Mark there. Heidenberg dropped to 12th with that one. Everyone really close together now, and it's a case of who's got the pace right at the end. Who's got the skill to hold it, basically. And has Mildy got enough in those tyres, on those hard tyres, to prevent this soft onslaught coming? Personally, when DRS gets activated in a lap's time, I don't think he will. When DRS gets activated, it should be game over for him. BR4 trying to close in on Mieszko, trying to damage what is left. Well, not damage, but try and limit the damage, sorry, on what is Mitchell's lead at the moment. Currently in second, and he's got a move to make on Milty soon enough. Whether he decides to do it now or he waits for DRS, which is probably the smart move to just bide your time, it's a different matter. Bloodwave currently in third as well. Actually having a good day for himself. Alu getting, getting looked at by Bambino behind him. Maybe have to defend soon enough. Heidenberg's pit. Onto, I think, mediums? Is AI pit onto mediums? Okay, that's an interesting one. It's still closing. He's still got a gap. Mildy's still holding on as we go through lap 25 into lap 26, and this is when the it's when the DRS will get activated. So Mildy has 2 laps left to hold on. All we got left. DRS is enabled. Mitchell is burning his ERS. We've got BR4 trying to make something work on the AlphaTauri behind him as well. That doesn't happen. BR4's got a lap or 2 left to limit the damage as well. currently in 6th a second. Swinging in there, 6th a second swing in Mitchell's favour at the moment. The Ferrari looking to take top on both championships. At the end of the day, Mildy is going to be attacked with DRS here. And they're going to go through the second of the Lesmos. Has he got the nerves to hold on at this point? Yellow flag in sector 3. It's Heisenberg again. Mitchell just not able to close that gap in there, not at all. He's realistically got 2 more shots at this. 2 more DRS zones. And Ascari has to be his friend. He's got to get a better exit than that. Mildy opening the gap. Sector 3, yellow flag. Is Heisenberg in front of him. Mitchell's not closing. Mitchell is not closing here. Mildy might be able to hold on. Heisenberg goes into the pit lane again. He retires. So Mildy has two straights left to defend here. He's going to be able to defend the first one. Mitchell not able to get close enough. It's 0-0. Wiggs is just not strong enough here. And we're finishing with 5 seconds from the Esco for corner cut, 3 seconds, sorry, for corner cutting. Is enough to drop him down pretty much the rest of the grid, all the way down out the points. Mitchell closing the gap. It's within a quarter of a second now. They go into the second chicane. We've got to fight for the lead. 1 more DRS zone to go. Swen gets BR4 at the same time. BR4 not having a great point in this race. Oh, and Mildy's made a mistake. And Mitchell's going to take full advantage of that. And that, Mildy was so close. Mildy was so close. And Bloodwave decided to he turned in a lawnmower at the end of the DRS straight there, or the beginning of the DRS straight. Mildy going to fight with Mitchell through Ascari. That's going to be Mitchell's corner. And I think that might be Mitchell's race. They're going to come through to Parabolica one last time. Mildy going to try something here. Mitchell with the inside line with the soft tires as well. Maybe a switch back open here for the Williams. He's going to try it, but he's going to be left sorrow at the end. And it's going to be Mitchell's day as he wins in Monza. For Ferrari, the Tifosi finally has something to cheer. Mildy probably would have been able to hold on had he not made the mistake at the end. In the Les modes, he made the mistake, went too wide, and when you leave a championship leader with that kind of a gap, you're going to be made to pay for it. And he was made to pay for it in the end. His gamble, however, on the hards paid off. He got himself the second step of the podium. BR4 gets 4th. And does well to limit the damage after what was not the greatest of races for him. But oh my god, that was one hell of an end. That was one hell of an end. BR4, 4th, Bloodway 3rd, Mildy 2nd on the hards. It was an incredible feat at the end of that safety car. That was an incredible feat. I'm not entirely sure I'd give driver of the day to Bloodwave. I've got to say that the driver of the day has to be Mildy. I personally, if I'm giving one out myself, I would have to give it to Mildy. But there you go, the minion steps on the top of the podium. As that is the Ferrari wins in Monza. And he had to do literally everything he possibly could to get it. The Williams put up one hell of a fight. The Aston Martin threw in his 50-pence piece at the end of the race. It was just not enough to hold off the championship leader. That was just chaos, and a lot of chaos. That's your podium, and that's your standings at the end of the day for this race. The Italian Grand Prix just showed up and decided that we were going right back to the beginning of this season where it was producing banger after banger. And we've got another one here. But it's the Ferrari on top, and I think it's the Ferrari on top of both of the championships now. Let's see if we can get any reviews here. That was one hell of an end. If you were going to create an end to the race, there's not a lot you can do more than that, because that was one hell of an end. Let's see if a couple people are in here. Bloodwave. Melody. Can't add players, some players, but Melody, not Melody, Bloodwave needs to slide sign.
Hello.
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 Hey, what's up, Pyro?
Needed a new voice, I think, after that one. I'm trying to figure out who hasn't been able to add.
Is Milsey in here?
I think.
I can add
Mitchell,
him.
man.
That was very
There's
close.
a lot. There is a lot at the end of that race.
I would like to say I won, but I'm definitely gonna get reported, I think. But I don't think it was my fault, but we'll get to that. Oh.
Me and the game have a very different definition of driver of the day, by the way.
No.
I thought you had it as well.
You just fucked it in lesb1, mate.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. But
yeah, I know.
We'll get to it at the end. Let's start with Bloodwave, because he somehow ended third on the podium here after that final lap. So, so talk us through your race, lad. Talk us through it.
Woo.
Yeah. Bloodwave, you good?
Wait, what was that? What was that? Sorry.
Talk us through your race as unfolded for you.
Okay. Started on the hards. Started all the way back because I didn't make the line for my final lap. Yeah, just a shit ton of overtakes, shit ton of spins, shit ton of dumbasses in front of me, just spinning off and crashing. Pitted one lap before the safety car, by the way, just one lap before the safety car. I was so unlucky, but then everybody else pitted as well, and I just...
Mike strikes again. It's Mike strikes again.
What the fuck? Yeah.
You good there, Bloodwave? You getting your mic working?
Yep. Sorry about that. It happens pretty frequently.
Yeah. You got to the first safety car. I'll let you continue from there.
Oh yeah. So from then on, it was just holding on to the position, holding on to P3.
And then you got that final safety car. So what's going through your mind in that final safety car, and then obviously paying for
the final safety car is when I pitted.
Your mic. Oh.
Yeah, this shit's ridiculous. Yeah. I think
Really? Oh.
Mitchell just fine. It's just everybody else. But yeah, the final safety car is when I pitted one lap before for softs, and then I came out
right.
like P8, and then yeah, everybody else pitted. Ask somebody else what Mike's gonna fuck up.
I've got one more to ask you though. It's, so when you saw these two battling up front, how much could you did you believe you could possibly get something like a win out of that last couple of laps?
All right, if I'm being honest, no, I'm here. If I'm being honest, Mitchell was not that fast. I think he had damage or something, but he wasn't that quick. I was just chilling in his DRS so that I could like line up a move on Millsy towards the end because I knew he was on old hards. So I fully thought I could do it, but then yeah, just didn't work out, unfortunately.
But yeah, I appreciate you putting on one hell of a last lap. Thanks for the time,
Yep,
right, let's go on to my driver of the day. The game's driver of the day was Bloodway, but my driver of the day, Mildy, talk us through your race.
That was Boba Fett.
Yeah.
No, Scott, to you.
Talk us through that last lap. That in particular, that mistake. How did that come about? Minus the nerves, obviously.
I thought as well.
I thought you had as well. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought you had as well.
my half a second thought was like, please don't crash into me. Please don't crash into me. No.
Oh, that would have been something else. But yeah, so my last question to you, obviously, is that you mentioned yourself you're new to Tier 1. Where do you see yourself going from here? Because you had a good debut, and then that was marred by mistakes. You could have won today, and that was marred by a mistake. So where do you go from here? To be fair, I did think that you were going to get swallowed up in this deer quite easily. But
Well, apparently it's a very crashed deer, so everything can happen.
That I say, this tier seems to be going back to producing the bangers from the first couple of weeks.
It sometimes is worse than open lobbies, I swear.
But yeah, thank you for the. God. It's fine. It's fine. I only do it based on the actual race grid anyway. But yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Good luck next week.
I think we all know what's coming now. Hello again, Mitchell.
Hello again. It's me.
Do you wanna start us off?
I mean, I've done everything brilliantly apart from my qualifying. That was horrendous. Apart from that, I've done everything perfectly. I would have made it till the end on those hards because I've been massaging on Lewis Hamilton. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. I was gonna finish on like 65% hearts or something. So that was an easy win. Safety car, of course, every fucking time. But yeah, no brainer to pit. Obviously, I had quite the gap, and I just hoped everyone behind me would have pit, except for Adam then. And yeah, came out third. I was like, okay. This should be fine. Exit turn 1. I get a great run on Bubba. And Bubba follows Adam Milsey, right, in the slipstream. Mm-hmm. So I go to the right because, well, there's no space on the left. And suddenly he just comes back into the inside of Kuvagonda where I was. And I clip him. Obviously, I just about clip his right away. If he just didn't move his line, he would have been fine. We both would have been fine. I might not even overtake him. He might overtake Adam. Don't know. So yeah, that quite upset me because I honestly thought it was my fault again. For fuck's sake. Got heavy damage. I had left. Red damage, yeah, on the front wing. Oh. So the less modes were Parabolica were awful.
Oh no.
So I was closing in on Adam, but as soon as I got into his dirty, I wasn't really closing in. Apart from the the second chicane, sorry. Well, I just braked way later because sauce.
Yeah.
And then he bottles it. Can't say anything else. He bottled it. I had 25% left on my ERS for that final DRS straight. I don't think I would have got him. That would have been. I honestly, on the Parabolica, I thought he would, just switch back me because I couldn't fucking turn with that wing. Yeah.
That's going to be my next question. How, like, at what point had you basically conceded you weren't going to win there until obviously until
the second last Lesbo. Before the mistake, I was like, this is probably gonna be P2. I'll be semi-happy with it since I extend my lead or take the lead in that manner. But yeah,
we know.
Honestly, it's a miracle he held it. By the way, it was quite safe, even though he still went on the grass.
I got it on camera on your point of view as you went past him.
Yeah, it was almost sideways. So that was really well done.
Yeah, and then really obviously, we're in round 8, so you've got 4 to go. How confident are you now, given this race, that you can bring this one home?
I'm not. I'm not. BR4 is a very good driver, and next track is a poor one for me. But if I don't get at least P2 or on Singapore, then I've done something wrong. So it's a bit of it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 in my opinion. Like, we're both quite fast. Yeah, we'll see what happens. If one of us DNFs in one of the races, it's done, I think. Because we're both so consistent, I think that will be it.
Fair enough. And, well, considering we talked about this beforehand, before I even went into this part of commentating, you know what I'm about to say. So, take it out.
Hang on. Spotify. I can't believe it. Might not even be certain when I might get reported, and this two is idiots. So fucking.
Yeah, we talked about this beforehand in a different party before I started streaming, that Mitchell would do this to take us out for the stream if he was in here for interviews. So I'm getting him to do it.
No, if I would win. And that win is a bit questionable, but it stands for now, so a promise is a promise.
Yeah, and that's it. So you won on the track, so that's all we can do here.
Hang on, I'm gonna close my door so my parents don't cringe downstairs. There you go. Wait, what? Why isn't it playing? Can you hear it, by the way?
Yeah.
If anyone's Italian, I'm sorry for the lyrics. Fratelli l'Italia stessa del Scipio, di Scipio. Risenta la testa dove la vittoria le poggia la cioma Scipio di Roma, idilio la creo. Siamo mesta, siamo più da vivo, si la resta, siamo l'amore, siamo più d'amore, siamo l'amore, Italia, c'amo, siamo l'amore, siamo l'amore, Italia, c'amo. Siamo giambacore, siamo l'amore, Italia, c'amo, sì! And that's all you get from me.
And with that,
I think that's an extra point, right?